Hey, what's up, man? This your boy LA Not from Cali. We're here with another episode of Hot on the Block. We got my boy DJ SAINTNAZTY in the building. How you doing, man?
I'm chilling, man. How are you?
I'm good. So, you know what I'm saying? We know you one of the biggest DJs out here in Houston, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got a couple different spots where you have your residency at, man. Just introduce the people to you. Who are you? You know, what do you do?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm DJ SAINTNAZTY. Just be around here and there. DJ at a few spots in the city. Be up at the address sometimes, at camp sometimes. Was at Ebony every Sunday. Domain sometimes. And back like last summer at Amala every Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you know what I'm saying? You was naming some of the hottest, you know what I'm saying, spots, like nice spots to be at out here in the city of Houston. What is the actual, like, formula to being a successful DJ, man?
Shit, I'm still working on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, but just, you know what I'm saying, give us some game, though. Like for the people who don't know, like, introduce us to the DJ world. How do you go about getting into these spaces and DJing at, you know, some of the familiar places that people like to
go? I say the biggest thing is probably practicing your craft every day. Giving yourself the confidence to go out and then be able to talk to people, knowing that, like, all right, I got a mix on SoundCloud that I can play them, that they can hear it, or just giving yourself confidence knowing that you're actually good. To, you know, talk to some of these promoters and the general managers of some of these places so that they can, you know, one day they will call you and give you a shot. That's your chance to, you know, to go crazy. You got to, like, be able to wow people or make your stamp known that, like, yeah, like, I'm that nigga. Like, yeah, like, y'all, I need to be here more.
Okay. So, you know, you said practicing the craft. You know, you talked about a lot as far as, like, having a network to reach out to certain people or having them know you to reach out to you, even with the playlisting. So is it something that you do on a regular, is like create a mix and then you will upload it somewhere?
I mean, I create a mix probably like once a month, like whenever I'm in like a creative space, I want to try something new, or I hear like a chain of songs that I know would be on a crazy, like, you know, just some crazy transitions that I can play with.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'll try to make a mix, or yeah, and then I'll probably upload it to like SoundCloud. Yeah, really SoundCloud's like probably the best place to upload your mixes, to be honest.
Why do you say that?
Well, out of like the four streaming platforms, I'd say honestly SoundCloud was the first streaming platform for music. Out of the three, SoundCloud is probably the only place that you can get away with like having music up there that's not yours. Yeah.
So licensing.
Yes.
Okay. Also, like, as a DJ, like, when you do those playlists, do you think people look at DJs as important as they look at the people who make the playlist because of the distribution of the music and y'all playing in certain places?
Well, I guess it's the way you can say, well, it's two things that probably should be separated from that.
Okay.
One would be like a playlist versus like a mix.
Okay.
So like what I put on SoundCloud are like mixes, right? So it's like live mixes, a lot of transitions and everything in it. Then playlist is something that's, you know, song by song, you're gonna play out the full way and it goes from 1 to 10, where you're not really having to like match. You're not having to like do any real DJ thing on it. It's pretty much like a vibe curation. This is like what a playlist is. Like you set it for like different vibes.
That's
like, yeah.
So mixing, you feel like you're doing more technical mixing of the songs to make it flow together.
Yeah, exactly.
And the playlisting is actually just choosing the right music to create a mood. Okay, that's what's up. So, I mean, could you see yourself working with like a SoundCloud, a Spotify, you know, an Apple Music for playlisting, being that you drop mixes?
Yeah, definitely. Like one day.
That's what's up, bro. So like, when you was talking about the, you being able to have, the residencies that you have had and other places that you are, do you see yourself like continuing to go from the clubs that are the hottest in the city and just kind of bounce around and continue to just spin, or is there something else that you'd like to do, like within music, like produce tapes or put out collaborative creations with artists? Like, is that anything is that any of your interests?
I mean, my next few steps is like, one, especially like branding, letting people know like, oh, like he really is like a DJ. He really is like that nigga to go to.
Yeah.
Next step after that, which I'm starting to get into now, is making DJ edits as far as on like Ableton.
Okay.
Now I want to get into like producing my own songs, working with artists, because I mean I can't sing or rap at all. So, so yeah, find artists that I can fuck with, or people that I admire, like what they do, and put them on a track that I made. And then from there, definitely I want to get on the festival circuit somehow, some way. So.
Okay. And like, what does that look like? Like, how do you even get on like the festival circuit?
I think it's just knowing, really it's just networking, just knowing the people that are kind of in charge, especially with a lot of the bookings, having to know those people. And I think your resume has to be pretty big. They have to see like what you've done in your city in order for you to like go to something like a Rolling Loud or shit. What's another one that In the Water? That's what they're doing now in DC. Okay. Something in the Water. Yeah, I think your resume has to be pretty big and networking. So, and also your following. Like, how big is your following in your city? Could you possibly bring your whole following for whatever you're doing in your city to another city, or a percentage of that? So I think that's what it takes to get onto a festival circuit. And I haven't started down that path yet. I've only like thoughts and ideas when I was talking to like one of my mentors, DJ Nightcrawler, about how to go about doing that. Yeah.
So what is it like to be a DJ and you be able to bring out a crowd? Is it people coming to hear you mix, or do they associate your name with certain places, and then that also, contributes to your following?
I think it's probably both. Like, people gonna pull up and fuck with you off the strength of like, they got love for you. Mm-hmm. Certain people might like you, the way you mix, or like how you DJ. Mm-hmm. They might fuck with it. Another point would be, people just going out and having a good time. If they know that you and a group that you're with is gonna bring a big, bring a different vibe that's not always, the same thing that they go into, and it's gonna be like a good time. That's, people are gonna come to that. So, if you can get all three of those things locked in, then definitely people are gonna pull up. And sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's easy, but it's definitely like, when it turns out good, it's definitely like, it's probably like one of the biggest signs of relief, that you're like, damn, this shit's finally over. Like, you're stressing about it, and it's the other one is like, and like, niggas really did this shit. Like, it was really like we really did this shit. So, yeah.
Okay. That's crazy. So, like, with you wanting to kind of be in the music industry, as far as like, curating sounds and having artists, do what they do on it, and then still be in the space of like DJing, bringing out crowds, just creating a space for people to have a good time and, still be able to do what you do. Could you see yourself like kind of being like an A&R or a media mogul? Like, because I just feel like when you're a DJ, you hear sounds before people, and then you want to do that with the production side. So I can just see you being able to see where music is going, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Being ahead of the game in that type of way.
Definitely, I see it. I mean, it's something that we kind of shit. We was like little ARs when we were in like high school and middle school and shit. Because shit, my man, shout out my boy Chin.
Yeah.
We would go home, and my nigga Jason. We would go home off the bus every day in middle school. Go home, we either on BET or we really back when YouTube first kind of started. We were on YouTube looking for shit. Like, we're looking for new music. Even on live mixtape, we're looking for things that, like, we fucked with.
Live mixtape.
Yeah. I remember, shit, we'd find something. It's like, oh, have you heard this? So we're kind of, like, doing that growing up already. So, you know, finding new sounds or listening to things, like, listening to different things that we haven't heard before. It's definitely something that I could see myself doing. Definitely being like an AR or finding new talent, or, you know, even a MediaMogul. I could see it.
Yeah, that's really what I was saying. I can definitely see you with the MediaMogul because it's like your mindset about it and how much you're tapped into like the different spaces.
Yeah.
I feel like you're kind of intricate in that way. Like you're observing in the sense of like where the industry could go, where your place is in that space, and putting, you know, yourself out in those spaces. Yeah. That's what's up though, man. I just don't think you hear too many DJs talk about that because people like love DJ Khaled, but I don't think they understand like what it took for him to get where he at. You know?
Yeah, my boy.
Yeah, and it's like you got to tell your story, so it's like people can understand like where and how you get to that point. Like, it's not just being in a club 24/7. You didn't talk about network like 3 times.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I just, you know.
That's definitely something that like I had to break out of the shell, because like I'm very much so like a chill person. Like, like I have my friends that I fuck with. I have people that like, you know, I fuck with, and it's like very comfortable, right? But it's like going out and talking to people that you don't know, like networking, is so hard. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like I really never had to network that much in my life. Like, it was just people naturally gravitated towards me, like naturally like fucked with me. So it's something that like my friends and my friend circle have definitely told me, like, hey, you gotta you know, go out and talk to people. Like, networking is probably the biggest thing. It's not even like, at a certain point, it's not even about talent, because everybody's good.
Yeah.
Everybody can do what you do. You know, some people might do it at a higher caliber than you can, but what keeps people in certain places or what gets people in certain doors is knowing somebody. And that's something that, like, you know, coming into 2022, I was like, man, like, I'm going to say fuck it. And just like, man, I'm going to just put myself out there more. Try to talk to as much people as I can at any given time I'm out. Just look for somebody that, like, you know, I could talk to, you know, bounce ideas off. So,
That's a bit. So, what is some of your favorite music to spin? Like, give me like your top 3 songs.
Right now, my top 3 songs?
Yeah.
It's tough. I listen to a lot. I listen to a lot of shit. Hold That Heat with Future and Travis Scott. Southside, Future and Travis Scott.
Okay.
That's one of my top. That's in my top 3. This is in no order. Something else that I fucking love. Puffin' on Zooties. And shit. Track for the ladies that I love to spin. Probably, I'll say Willie by Lotto.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't expect a Lotto.
A Lotto hard.
No, a Lotto hard for sure.
It's so hard.
It's just not common to hear guys say that. That's all. Not that she not doing what she doing, because Lotto be like, nigga, you know what I'm saying? I don't want no issues with Lotto. I'm just saying.
Nah. It's like, I mean, I listen to everything. So, like, when the album drops, like, I'm definitely.
You seeing what you could go spin, huh?
Oh, facts.
Okay.
I'm sitting there on my laptop, like, all right, this will work, this won't work. this, you know, some songs I might never have, like, dropped before or even played, just, like, listening to it and saying, this my work. You know, I'll never know when I might play it. So I listen to everything at least 3-4 times. Like, probably if an album drops on, like, midnight, if I wake up on Friday morning, I've listened to it probably 3-4 times before noon. Trying to find, like, what would work. And then by, like, 5 or 6, I've, like, worked it into somewhere in my mix to where I could possibly drop it. If I ever, like, not even get stuck, or if I'm warming up, you know, what's, like, really hard. But when I heard, definitely, I'd say my number one song right now that I love is Hold That Heat. Like, when I pulled up to, I was, like, camp, like, 2 weeks ago, I was listening to it in my car. Yeah. And then I hopped out the car, and I heard Mr. Rogers playing it at camp. Like, it was like the wildest shit. I was like, yeah, that's how I knew that hoe was hard. Yeah,
Mr. Rogers too.
For sure.
He's native right there, man. He a good dude. Yeah, that's what's up, bro. That's what's up, bro. So like, can you kind of talk about just like your background? I know you do a lot for the nightlife in Houston, but where are you actually from around here?
Shit, I grew up in Sugar Land.
Okay.
I'll never say that, but
wow. What is the? Is it because it's...
Everybody looks at a Sugar Land nigga like we soft.
Okay. And why is that like a common misconception?
I mean, I don't know, cause it's like, I guess it's not the hood, it's not in the trenches. We all live in big suburban houses. All of our parents got money. Like, I mean,
is that bad though?
I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad, but, you know, growing up, everybody wants to be hard. Yeah. You know, everybody wants to be hard. So it's kind of like niggas look at that real funny. Like, yeah, they look like this nigga not nothing. Yeah. So
how was that for you in like understanding your space and your place and like the world coming from a place like that?
You know, growing up, you always try to fit in.
Yeah.
You always try to fit in, but I learned, like, and I'm gonna be myself. Like, I play basketball. Mm-hmm. You know, I played basketball and soccer growing up. Okay. So, like, I was always, like, in, like, an athlete's mind, or, like, I'm mostly around athletes or niggas I did the same shit with. Mm-hmm. So, I was always around them. But I say, like, I was kind of, like, free agent, because I was into everything. Like, I be into like anime, I have anime friends, music, have my music friends, shit, crash dummy shit. I would have my crash dummy friends, or my friends I was ready to do anything stupid. So yeah, I just kind of fit in anywhere. Like, I wasn't like just, you know, this is just the one type of person I am. So yeah. Yeah.
That's what's up, bro. So like, as you got to like where you are now, do you feel like there's still that same type of, I'm trying to personify this because socially this is what's acceptable, or are you just more in tune with yourself?
I'm more in tune with myself. Anytime I do anything that's outside of who I am, I like get like this cringy feeling, like, dog, like, I feel like so disgusted with myself. Like, why did you do that? Yeah. So now I just try to stay like 100% myself. And like, you know, the more you are yourself, the more 100% genuine you are, the more people will tend to, you know, want to understand who is that guy. Like, why is he the way he is? He doesn't act like everybody else. He's really just himself. And that's how I've always been. Like, you know, it's, to this day, you know, anime became cool, right? To this day, I still watch anime. I still watch it to this day. And
there was a point in time where people weren't trying to watch Toonami, though.
Bro, it was not even that. I was getting on the computer watching shit in Japanese.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
You was really watching it.
Yeah. So, 100% just try to stay myself no matter what it is. Like, no matter where I'm at, who I'm around, try to be myself. Yeah.